And I think that this takes me to this next subject that I think is really, really important, and it has to do with the notion of authenticity. Because a lot of times people will describe my food as authentic. And I think in the old days, like when we started Frontera, people would say, oh, it's authentic because Rick lived in Mexico. He traveled through every one of the states in the Republic, and he learned to cook from local cooks. He's brought those recipes back to the States, and he is making authentic food. Like there was some sort of big manual of recipes that you could get someplace, and you would say, oh, no, this is the authentic manual of recipes, and I brought that. I found it someplace in Mexico and brought it back. Now, what I learned was true flavor. That's what I learned when I was in Mexico, something that rang as true. And so my daughter's 25, and I've obviously been around a lot of millennials because all of her friends come to our house and they talk, and we've gotten to know them, and we've had conversations about what is authentic. And it's a very different thing to the millennials than to when we opened Frontera, and authentic was, oh, we brought back grandma's recipe from Michoacan, and so we're making authentic food. For them, they don't care about that. What they're looking for as authentic is something that rings true in flavor. It's not something that looks like it was done by committee, so it would not offend anyone. That's what they call authentic. It's like some food with perspective, something that's got a flavor in it that rings true, that you say, yes, I want that. So we have a torta, that's our concept at the airport. This Mexican sandwiches are tortas. So we have torta, it's cochinita pibil. Okay, so first of all, the name and the concept of the torta, nobody would say you should ever put on your menu because it's not well known in the United States. It's super well known in Mexico. Everybody in Mexico knows this torta or anything that's got cochinita pibil in it. So what it is, I mean, when I describe it, it sounds like it's from Mars. So it's pork, and we use pork shoulder, and we marinate it in a spice you've probably never heard of called achiote, and then we wrap it in banana leaves, and we slow roast it. Okay, banana leaves, that seems like it's not something that we utilize a lot in the U.S., although we're beginning to understand it a little bit more because they use a lot in Asian cooking, and you see it in some in the Asian restaurants as well as Mexican restaurants. And we serve that, it cooks for a long time till it's fall apart tender. We serve it on a torta with some of the juices from the cooking and pickled red onions, and then this absolutely explosive roasted habanero salsa. I mean, explosive, like one of the hottest things you'll ever taste in your life. We do that at the airport. And the truth of the matter is, it is the single most talked about thing in the airport, because we weren't willing to compromise. We could make a less spicy habanero salsa. It's not as good, and it certainly isn't traditional that they would serve it with a roasted habanero salsa in the Yucatan Peninsula, where this is a very famous thing. But I said, no, I like to eat it that way. People like to eat it that way. People want something that rings true in flavor. And there are so many people in the U.S. that love spicy things, and I feel really sorry for them because so many people are not catering to them. And I said, I want to cater to those people because they are a legitimate contingency out there as well.